All right, take one. So, 5 years now since I started replaying tabletop hockey, going into year six, and I've yet to replay any of my favorite all time season in my lifetime, which is what I'm actually about to do because it just seems so odd. Like, why wouldn't I? It just seems so obvious. Like, why didn't I get around to this a lot sooner? So, even though with apologies to some ongoing projects that I have that sadly have become neglected. As I just finished the 1948-49 NHL full season replay, and while I await getting the cards for DoC hockey for the 1949-50 NHL season, I have my favorite all-time season, my all-time favorite season in a few different games. And for this one, I'm going to start it with DoC hockey. And to be honest, I don't know if I'm going to. Again, I've got a number of ongoing projects right now. So I'm going to say right up front, I really don't know like if I will ever play the entirety of this because this is larger than any project that I have ever done. So now that I've been doing this for a few years and I know myself better, I realize that there's a chance that this will never be completed. Nonetheless, I really want to at least start this one. I think it's going to be so much fun to relive the names and the teams for this season. And without further ado, that season, the new season replay for this project is, if you can see it there, this is the Stanley Cup patch, the Centennial Stanley Cup commemorative patch for the 1992-93 NHL season. And I've set this up for DoC hockey, 8 sequences per period. I will still do 10 sequences for the third period. I've decided also I'll do a couple for overtime. I'm really hoping it doesn't go to overtime, although the first game that started the 92-93 regular season did end up going to overtime, and that's the one I'm about to replay, so we shall see. And then first, second, and third period, and I decided when it comes to OT, I'll just go, okay, first overtime, and if it's playoff sudden death, it'll be like first overtime, second overtime, third overtime. If a game gets to a fourth overtime, I would be shocked, and hopefully I'll have that game on video if it ever happens. So anyway, I did my best. I kind of, with the colors, I wanted to, with Google Slides, I wanted to match the color scheme of the Stanley Cup patch. I tried to do that, try to get colors that would kind of go blend in well with those. And I have these cards here already shuffled, so now I'm going to have to cover that Stanley Cup patch and just show that, yeah, for the 92-93 NHL, what I've done is I've cut the cards up, the team cards, and I have them in these envelopes sorted by conference. Campbell and Wales conference, it still was in that season. And the Campbell conference is where the first game will come from. Both teams come from the Campbell Conference and from the same division. The two divisions, that season they still went North, Smythe, Adams, and Patrick division. So these two are Smythe division teams. And when I saw this matchup at the very top of the schedule, it was really maybe the, like what sort of tipped it or tilted it for me, or made me decide that, okay, I really have to finally, again, it's been over 5 years. It's crazy that I've really not played or replayed any of my favorite season ever. So just to look at some of the team cards, I'm not going to go through all 24 of them right now, but this is from the Smythe division. So you have the Sharks, the Edmonton Oilers, the Winnipeg Jets, the Vancouver Canucks, and the two teams, and I set this up deliberately, the two teams that will play in the first game to start the 92-93 regular season, which are the Los Angeles Kings. It's a good matchup. This is the Gretzky Los Angeles Kings. Though Gretzky missed time that season, so I'm not expecting much from him scoring-wise, but he will score occasionally. And I'm not going to disqualify any goals or assists if he was injured and he wasn't playing in that game. I'm not going to do that with DoC. I'm also not going to injure anybody with the Black Jacks. And Calgary Flames is the home team. Both these teams had good seasons in 92-93. They finished second and third in the Smythe division. Calgary with 98 points and Los Angeles with 89 in third place. And I'm trying to remember actually who I saw it last night. Who won the Smythe division? I have it here in front of me. So first was Vancouver. That's right, 92-93. Of course, Vancouver, they had a really strong team in 94 that went to the Stanley Cup final, and in 93 they finished first in the Smythe division. So For this for this setup, I think again this is going to be in Calgary at the Saddle Dome, so I'll use red and yellow markers here for the periods and the sequences, and also red and yellow for the scoreboard. It makes more sense. I mean, Los Angeles yellow was at least a traditional color, so I'll give them yellow, and then I'll give Calgary red, and that's visible on the screen. And I'm going to try to do this a little differently, maybe teach less, maybe try to do something like, dare I say, play-by-play. Keep in mind, I'm no Dave Gardner, but I'll see what I can do. And this really ought to be a lot of fun. And it bears repeating, like it's kind of ridiculous that I've not gone and replayed any of this season to this point. So especially when I saw the matchup, I was just like, yeah, it's time. 1949 and 50 can wait. That card set is still being made right now. So anyway, this is over 5 minutes, but I did want to introduce the season. Why is it my all-time favorite season? I guess number one, Patrick Waugh I was going to say Montreal won the Stanley Cup, but that's an interesting Freudian slip. Patrick Waugh won the Stanley Cup that season, basically. And without him, there's no way Montreal gets even near it. So, yeah, Patrick Waugh won the Stanley Cup. Montreal won the Stanley Cup. Those would be my top. I was going to say those would be my top two reasons, but they are one and the same, I guess we could say. And it was just an excellent season. Mario Lemieux, arguably the greatest offensive season of all time, that was just cut short by. Now I'm trying to recall as well. Lemieux had so many problems in the 90s. I think it was Hodgkin's lymphoma actually that sidelined him, and the back issues were basically before and after. He had back issues that were sandwiched by the Hodgkin's lymphoma in between. And Pat LaFontaine could actually compete. Since Lemieux, we know he won't play a full season. It's abstracted in these cards that he won't. He basically, yeah, he's not going to be. He doesn't play a full season, so Pat LaFontaine could even compete with him. Adam Oates had a terrific season. Stevie Y had a bounce back terrific season. He had some decent years offensively in between, but it was his second highest offensive season. Robitaille set records for a left wing offensively. Teemu Selanne and Alexander McGillney were competing at about a pace of close to a goal per game over the course of the season. Selanne doing it as a 22-year-old rookie come over from Finland. And, just there's like on and on and on. Somebody quietly, a fellow by the name of Joey Juneau had over 100 points for Boston in this season. And that was like one of the top 3 or top 5 rookie offensive campaigns, top 2 or top 3 at the time, like ever. So just such an outstanding, such an exciting season. It'll be interesting to see how that plays through the DoC engine because, I mean, again, I've been playing a lot of DoC older era hockey. This won't quite be 80s, but should be near 80s. It should be a higher level of scoring overall. So we'll see. We're going to get some goal fest of games that come out of this one. But again, now this is like up to 8 minutes. So without further ado, because I do have to get going with the rest of my day, let's get started with this. There are so many reasons why I liked this season, probably some that I've neglected to mention that maybe will come to me over the course of this as I play it. And so off the opening puck drop, let's say, getting the puck, getting possession here early on, Joey Nieuwendyk. So Joe Nieuwendyk here. And Nieuwendyk, he's going to do a little lacrosse maneuver, actually. And Nieuwendyk ends up finding, and I swear that I shuffled these, although I'm skeptical now that I see 3 diamonds coming up all in consecutive order here. So 8-7-6 Nieuwendyk, that means that he finds Al MacInnis at the point. MacInnis, who needs an ace or an 8-10 to score, and MacInnis with a 2 is unable to. So that will go to sequence number 2. And sequence number 2, back the other way with it. Though I'm going to try to talk about the DoC mechanics a little less with this one. So here, Tony Granato taking it out of LA's end. Granato, he's looking for. Oh my goodness, I'm going to stop and shuffle these cards some more. I'm sorry. And normally I don't do this, I guess because this is a brand new deck. I could actually just go and get another deck that's been shuffled, but sorry, give me a moment here. That's a little embarrassing. I was wondering what could possibly go wrong here. I thought I had shuffled these thoroughly enough, but it doesn't feel like they are. So one moment. Somehow the cards were shuffled like my wife had snuck in a solitaire game with this deck in between, which I don't think is the case, but we're going to start again. Sorry. So false start there. That was exhibition. We'll say that was practice. And cue the conspiracy theories about Hockey Unreal hates LA or hates Calgary. And so we're starting things off again with the Flames with possession. This is actually, I'm glad that I looked this name up earlier. I thought like Calle Johansson, who was the Johansson in 92, 93, would have been Roger Johansson, who really didn't play a whole lot of hockey after this. But here he is for the Flames, and he has possession. And the Joker, so he's automatically going to send it through. He threads it to Gary Suter, actually. So cross-point pass there to Gary Suter. And Suter's shot with the ace. So Gary Suter has made history here, replay history. Gary Suter has put the Calgary Flames on the board, up 1-0 in the opening few minutes here of the first period. It's 1-0 Calgary over LA. So Suter from Roger Johansson. And the 6... the assist will go to Sergei Makarov, Rookie of the Year in 89-90 at age 32. So 4, that means that Los Angeles and Charlie Huddy, former Oilers defenseman, is going to have the initial possession. Huddy with the King means we got to look at Calgary's team defense. And Red Kings or King of Clubs, and that's the King of Spades. So the Calgary defense is going to be able to take it away from Huddy. Huddy, who was looking for Yeri Curry, actually, his Oilers teammate. And Huddy has possession again here. This is the third sequence of the first. Got to watch for that. Huddy this time will be able to thread it for a team player here for Los Angeles. We're going to go with Lonnie Loach. So Huddy here for Lonnie Loach. Loach, we need an ace or a 7-10 to tie it here for Los Angeles. And Loach from Charlie Huddy. So it's a 1-1 hockey game already. Remember, this is basically 80s hockey in 92-93. So 1-0 here, Lonnie Loach, 1-1 here, Lonnie Loach from Charlie Huddy. And the secondary assist is, well, Charlie Huddy. So there can only be one there. It's going to be Charlie Huddy assisting on Lonnie Loach's goal. Huddy, who stayed out there a little long. And Los Angeles here to the midway point of the first period, where it's Mike Donnelly. Donnelly, 9. He sets up Alexei Zhitnik at the point. Alexei Zhitnik with the 2. Not a good shot. So now it's Ronnie Stern with it here. Stern. And that gets away from him. Stern, who was looking for Al McGinnis. Because why not? So up to the 15-minute mark here, where it's going to be Wayne Gretzky, the great one. His initial possession of the campaign. Of course, this is going to be an excellent setup. Gretzky for Gretzky, actually. Gretzky, all by himself, solo effort to the net. And with the Queen, we look... I should actually have double-checked who the starting goalies were in this game. I can't believe I didn't do that either. Because Kings or Queen of Diamonds there. So actually, both Vernon and Reese will be able to make the save. But I'm going to do that here in real time. I've got the regular season schedule in front of me. So the starting net monitors for that game. Because I will do this as played-ish. But again, if somebody scores and if they did not play in that game, the goal will still count. So... getting the start for Los Angeles was Kelly Hrudey, and for the Flames, it was Mike Vernon. I should have figured that on opening night. So Vernon makes a save here. He stops Wayne Gretzky. And let's see here. So just under 5 minutes to play here, where Joel Otto for Calgary. And Otto, he finds Paul Ranheim. Paul Ranheim here inside 4. That's going to be knocked down easily by Kelly Hrudey. A couple minutes to go here in the first period. And Roger Johansson here with the touch. And Johansson, that's going to be taken away easily enough by Marty McSorley in the Los Angeles defense. And so after one period of play here, the first period of the 1992-93 full season, we'll say anyway, replay, the score is 1-1. All right, back for the second. Actually, I'm going to try this rather than holding onto the deck off camera. I'm just going to take from here. So starting things off here, I should move the markers. So second period, that's why I made them. And it's going to be a Los Angeles team player here off the opening draw, 3. Let's give it to, how should I do this now for goals? Or for assist, actually. So Corey Millen, that's Corey Millen. And Corey Millen here, Los Angeles, Corey Millen. He was, I don't know who he was looking to set up, but anyway, he doesn't, he's not going to be able to. So back the other way, the Flames way, also somebody off the bench here for Calgary. And we're going to say Craig Berube there. So Berube here with it. And he was looking for Ronnie Stern for some reason, because Berube and Stern likely would have played on a line together. So Third sequence here, we go within the Flames here once again. The aforementioned Ronnie Stern. Stern with an 8 this time, so he's found somebody. He's found Joe Nieuwendyk with a long pass. Nieuwendyk, the freshman on the ice. And Nieuwendyk's shot, that's going to be a goal. So Joe Nieuwendyk here making it 2-1 Flames early in the second period. Nieuwendyk from Ronnie Stern and Gary Roberts. There, Nieuwendyk and Roberts and Ronnie Stern all on the board. 2-1 Calgary. And Robert Reichel is going to maintain possession here for the Flames off the follow-up face-off. Reichel, he sends it back to Al McGinnis. I should change this. So the midway point of the second period we're at right now. Reichel sends it back for McGinnis. McGinnis, a blaster from the point. It's 3-1 Flames. McGinnis with an absolute howitzer in the back of the net. So 3-1 here for Calgary. McGinnis from Robert Reichel, and Gary Suter picks up his second point of the night. Suter scored the icebreaker in the first period, and here at the midway point of the second, Calgary is a 2-1 lead here in Calgary. So off the face-off, Trent Yanni here with it. So the Flames will hold on to it. Yanni, 9, he connects with Gary Roberts. Roberts with an ace. So this is Calgary's running away with this one here in a hurry. So Gary Roberts from Trent Yanni, and 5 is Gary Suter. So Suter, a 3-point night for him, and it's 4-1 Calgary. I actually have to get going pretty quickly, so I'm going to try not to add too much commentary on top of this. Plus, this is already an over 16-minute video. Finally, Los Angeles here with a touch, and I believe we're up to the 6th sequence of the period as well. And unfortunately, that was Alexei Zhitnik, and the pass got away from him. So now the Flames have it. Al McGinnis, and he feeds a long pass to Paul Ranheim. Paul Ranheim with the jack. That'll be stopped easily by Kelly Hrudey and collected by Marty McSorley. Huge curve on his stick, and Los Angeles end final sequence of the second period, and McSorley, and that's going to be broken up by the Flames defense at the buzzer. So after 2 periods of play, it's 4-1 Flames. So to get things underway here for the third, dominant second there from the Flames, 3 unanswered goals. And it's a good night if you're a Gary in Calgary, I guess, because Gary Suter has a goal and 2 assists, and Gary Roberts has a goal and an assist. So starting things off in the third period will be Los Angeles, and I will play 10 sequences if I can remember to here in the third period. That's normally what I do. For this higher scoring season, though, I might not. It might. One of the reasons why I do that is if I notice that the goals per game are a little low, then I make little adjustments like that. So we'll see. So with the 8th, though, it's Mike Donnelly here for Los Angeles. His pass attempt to, actually he was trying to pass it to himself, I guess, chip it off the boards and skate and get it, but he couldn't. So Los Angeles still with it, though. This will go to Jimmy Carson, actually. So Carson here. Carson, unfortunately, he thought he could get the puck to Gretzky, because why not, but unable to. And it's the third sequence now. It is Daryl Sador here with the puck, a young Daryl Sador with an 8, and that's all that he needs. Daryl Sador, 8, he sets up, Daryl Sador sets up Tony Granato, actually, so here's a chance for LA to get back into it. And Granato indeed does just that with the 9. So Granato scores here to make this a 4-2 hockey game. And real life LA won 5-4 in overtime, and so you never know. Tony Granato here has made it a 2-goal game again, cut Calgary's lead in half, and Granato from Daryl Sador and clubs Thomas Sandstrom. So it's a 4-2 game here now, but the Flames have possession again here, and that's Al McGinnis with it, actually. McGinnis, he actually gets knocked off the puck. So we go to, it's going to be Luc Robitaille this time. That's first I've heard of him this game. First we've heard of him. And Luc Robitaille, unfortunately, and he's arguing that there should have been a call. But he doesn't manage to get it through. So let's see, 7, Joel Otto here for the Flames instead. And Otto, unfortunately, he turns it over. And next with it is Sergei Makarov for the Flames. Sergei Makarov, Makarov, he finds Roberts on the inside. Roberts looking for another goal here. And he does just that. He scores. So some insurance here late for the Flames. 5-2. The scores for Calgary. Roberts from Sergei Makarov. And let's see if there is even going to be an assist for the King of Spades. No. So it's just going to be Roberts from Makarov here late in the third period. And to the next sequence we go where the three, that's Daryl Sador here once again with it. Sador with the 6 this time. So trying to find Jimmy Carson, not able to. And Paul Ranheim here. I'll do a couple more sequences here. It's what I'm used to. So Paul Ranheim. Ranheim with the queen. Kings and queens. So Ranheim. Calgary getting some other guys in the ice now. Suter looking for another goal. Suter scores. So it's 6-2 Calgary. Gary Suter here, 6-2. The Flames remain merciless. Suter from Ranheim, and the 10 of hearts is Ronnie Stern getting another point there. So Suter from Ranheim and Stern. Final sequence here of the game. Los Angeles not going to catch up. That is Thomas Sandstrom with the puck. But Sandstrom, let's see who he sees. Alexei Zhiknik from the point, and just barely misses, actually. Vernon had trouble seeing that and playing that, but that's the game. So 6-2 Calgary is the final score in this replay. Unlike in real life, the Flames are victorious, and they did finish higher than Los Angeles. Again, they are the stronger team on paper, on cardstock in this case. In the regular season, again, they finished with 98 points to LA's 89, but both these teams had good contending teams that season. Obviously, very solid lineups. You look at names like Robitaille, Granato, Wayne Gretzky, Yuri Curry, Thomas Sandstrom, Rob Blake, a young Rob Blake, Marty McSorley, a young Alexei Zhiknik on Los Angeles side. And then you look to the Flames, they still had Joe Nieuwendyk that season. You have Roberts, McGinnis, Reichel, Gary Suter, Theorem Fleury, who led the Flames in scoring that season, I believe, with 100 points. I was looking at that a bit earlier. So, and Robert Reichel as well had a few great seasons back in the 90s. So a real who's who here. I thought it's an excellent matchup. I thought maybe what I'll do with this season replay, that again, I'm making no guarantees that I'm going to replay all 1,008 regular season games, and then it would be up to 105 post-season games, I believe, because best of 7 series, you got 8 in the opening round, so that's up to 56, and then 4, so that's another 28, so 84, and then 98, and then 105, up to 105. So, I mean, you're looking at potentially over 1,100 games, even with a faster playing game like DoC. That is a lot of games. So I make no guarantees about that, but I will definitely play more than just this game. This definitely has me wanting to play some more games and see some more teams from the 92-93 season on the board. And so what I might do with something like this is just pick like a game of the week type thing. I think this would have been a solid candidate for a game of the week. In any week, and maybe as the season's going, depending on the teams, how well or badly they're doing, if a team really needs a win or is on a winning streak, might be time to get them to the table and get them under the camera here to see what will come out. So as always, anytime, any consideration that you give to anything like this, while it's never expected, it is greatly appreciated. And let me know what you think of this setup as well, in case, that was my hands knocking the left side of the tripod there. In case you're curious, you can see it just off to the left side there. That is the digital to dice. I use it as a dice mat so that the dice roll nice and softly. And I have another mouse pad up here that I keep my mouse on most of the time. And yes, and of course I've still got this as well. So yeah, let me know what you think of this setup, of this rink. Actually, one other thing that I will do, that I meant to do before playing the game, so why not do it after? Better late than never. On the other side, so this is what I might do. I hope I didn't accidentally play too many sequences during the period. If I did, I apologize. It's an honest mistake. I was trying to focus less on how many sequences I played this time and just use the marker for it, and less on talking about the game mechanics and just more talking about the names during the 92-93 season, trying to do something like play by play. But again, I'm no Juckett, I'm no Gardner, I'm no when it comes to that. So I'm just doing my best. But also, this is what I might start doing if I want to do like some more doc, like how the game is played type videos. I don't know if you can see that well. I've got an outline that should roughly fit a playing card. So let's see. Yeah, I mean, that'll fit just inside there. And so I thought like for like an educational type video, though DoC is a pretty easy, straightforward game, but like what I can do is I can actually show the sequence and how it unfolds and like put the cards down like this and like a sequence. This was the idea that I had in a sequence of 4, and then I can explain like, okay, what the 3 means and then what this means and so on, and can go from there. So that was just another idea that I had, so I got it printed double-sided. But I think for the most part I will probably use this. I like this setup. I like the Stanley Cup patch there in the center for the Centennial Stanley Cup season. So once again, man, thank you very much for any time any time and any engagement given to this, and got to get going. So bye for now.